is one of the most impressive skateboarders to watch just because Homedog can do everything. Just recently he won the men's park competition at Dew Tour, and I swear I have never seen this guy skate transition. He always sprinkles it into his parts here and there, but seriously it's very rare to see him skating tranny, and then he just comes out and wins Dew Tour. The guy is an absolute freak, so today I wanted to review his real full SE skateboard. I'll be honest with you, this is one of the best skateboards that I have ever skated. First, before we get into the video, if you like these videos and you want to see more in your feed, go ahead and like the video, subscribe. If you want to see more of my skateboarding, you can follow me on Instagram at The Local Joe, and then if you want to support this channel, you can buy Friday gear in the link in the description. So to start off, I just want to give a quick spec overview of this board. So it's 8.25 inches wide. It's the real full SE shape. So what that means is that there's no taper to this board, so it's 8.25 inches wide, the whole length of the board, all the way from the nose to the tail. SE stands for short edition, so this board is about a 1/4 inch shorter than what a regular real skateboard would be if it was 8.25 inches wide. So the pop on this board for me was really good coming out of the gate, but after about a week and a half or so, it got a little bit mushy. Not a lot, but it went from being like a 9 out of 10 to like an 8, 7.5 out of 10. Then from there, it pretty much just stayed right there, and I felt like it maintained its pop through the whole duration of me skating it. So I was a little skeptical at first when I noticed the pop kind of falling off, but then after it stuck around for so long, I was really happy with the purchase. Now the flick on this board was absolutely incredible because it's got the full shape. The nose is a lot wider, and so there's a lot more nose to be able to flick off of. And because it's not tapered, that adds a lot of weight back to the board. So it feels a little bit heavier and a little bit sturdier. So you get that nice flick off the nose, and the catch feels a little bit more, it has a little bit more oomph to it. So you really feel the catch, which gives you a lot of confidence when doing a kickflip. So I've noticed a difference since I stopped skating the real full SE, that my kickflips have not been as good. So I really do miss skating this board. I was bummed that I had to switch. Now I love the graphic on this board. It was really cool poppy graphic, but the thing that I loved most was that the bottom sheet was actually stained blue. So as you skated it, it kept some color to it. One of my pet peeves is having a skateboard where when you skate it, it's got a natural finish on the bottom ply. And so what that does is as you skate it, it just starts to look like it's falling apart and it's fragile. Whereas if it's got a stained bottom sheet, I just feel like it kind of helps maintain some visual appeal to the graphic even though it's getting thrashed. So I had no complaints about the graphic, of how the board looked. I was stoked to skate it from beginning to end. Now obviously that brings me to the durability of this board. I was super stoked on the durability of this board. It lasted me over a month, probably close to like a month and a half. Anytime I have a board that lasts me more than a month and feels good during that whole month, I'm stoked. I feel like I got a good bang for my buck. And the only reason I stopped skating this board was because it was starting to get razor tailed, and the razor tail was starting to affect the pop. And I contemplated just keeping skating it just because I really liked the shape of it, but ultimately I decided to switch, and I think that was kind of a mistake. I wish I would have kept skating it for a little bit longer just because I really enjoyed it. And if I wasn't making YouTube videos, I would probably buy that same shape a few more times, but because I'm doing board reviews, I'm trying to try a whole bunch of different things. But of all the shapes that I've ever skated, I think the real full SE is my favorite shape by far. Overall, I'd probably give this board like an 8 or a 9 out of 10. The only reason I wouldn't give it a 10 out of 10 is just because the pop did start to kind of dissipate right there at the beginning. It held its pop after that, but there was an initial, you know, kind of like loosening up of the board where it wasn't quite as stiff, and I want my board to be stiff from beginning to end. I've had some creature and some girl boards that have felt like that. No matter how long I skated it, it just felt exactly the same as the first day. So I didn't get that from this board, but everything else about the shape of the nose, the weight, the length, everything about it was pretty much ideal. Yeah, I would definitely buy this board again. If you want to buy this board, I will have a link in the description. If you use it, it will help support the channel. I'll make like a few cents. So one thing interesting is that Zion Wright grew up skating with real, and so did Alex Midler. And now I have Alex Midler's pro board, and I kind of regret switching to this board. I really enjoyed skating that real board, and I think Alex Midler made a bad decision switching to such a crappy board company when he could have stayed with real, which is such a good board company. But at the end of the day, you got to get paid, and you got to get skateboards, and you got to skate, which is what we're about to do. So let's get a session.
I know I cover up my fault lines with silly putty. Like the laughs that I make the bad turn to nothing, but that's rubber. All I say straight to you, trying to get closer to the truth. Man, I ain't 22 no more, gotta shoot for the moon. If I fall on the floor, I always get back up, ask for more. I'ma keep playing pain strings till they're chanting encore. Do you? Don't let them push your youth through a door that they open. It's an open wound, I'm an open book. I'm a kook, shooting hoop dreams, they breaking through the roof. They be at the tree of Eden, trying to tear out all its roots. I be aiming for a king.
This board sucks. You can see there are pressure cracks all the way from this truck to that truck. And I promise you my trucks aren't too tight because they keep coming loose. As far as I know, loose hardware doesn't cause pressure cracks. If I'm wrong, correct me in the comments. But not only that, the board chipped right here, and I've only had this board 2 weeks today. So this thing just looks so sketchy. Anyways, Zion Wright is known as an all-terrain vehicle, and that's something that I really like, is his ability to really skate anything and feel comfortable on any obstacle, which is why I built myself a rail as well as a ledge, because I used to just only skate flat ground and I wanted to become more versatile, and eventually I want to learn every trick on ledges and on flat bars. Like, not every trick, but all the basic ones, like Smiths, Feebles, on both sides, blunts, nose blunts. Like, that's the end goal. And in order to do that, I need to be able to try things that are scary for me. So I've been practicing my 5-0s on the ledge, and I think that if I can really commit to it, I can probably get it on the flat bar no problem. So that's the goal for today's trick challenge. I'm going to try and do a front 5-0 on a round flat bar. So hopefully this goes all right and I don't end up on my back.
Everybody's gonna grab the cloud. Sky is falling. Everybody's trying to grab the cloud. Everybody.
You got it. Come on, right here.
Everybody's trying to grab the cloud.
Grew up in California.
Alright guys, well I think that was it. I think that was a 5-0. Last time I said that, when I went back and looked at the footage, you guys saw my wheel touch, but I think that one was legit. So honestly, that one was totally luck. I was not feeling good with my 5-0s on the ledge to begin with, and then getting on that, just, it felt horrible. But I kind of just willed myself to like really sit in the back seat on one to at least give myself a shot at landing one. So I got one. I would not say I have this trick. I would say that I kind of forced it to happen. Still does not feel natural, but hopefully with time it'll start to feel good. But thank you so much for watching this video. If you like these videos, subscribe, drop a like, leave a comment what you want me to make. If you want to follow me on Instagram, you can follow me at @TheLocalJoe. I try and post clips like 3 to 4 times a week. And then if you want to support this channel, you can buy some Friday gear. The link will be in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace. Hope I got that.
Everybody's trying to grab the cloud.